and get some of your feedback about what you think. So let me say this. Number one, let me see how I want to say it. I don't like when this situation seems one-sided, because it's not. And I'm not going to play that game like it is one-sided. Yes, Latisha has discussed with me that it's difficult for her to trust me at this stage. But I also share those same sentiments with her. And I told her it's difficult for me to trust her as well. So she makes, I see that she makes the comment that, how did she say it? She said, I hope, basically I hope that she's not pretending to be, what she says. I hope that she's really doing the work. Oh, I'm most definitely not pretending, because I wouldn't pretend for anybody. But this is why she has to second guess what I'm telling her, because I have not been able to share things with her throughout the years that were going on in my life, because I couldn't trust her. Okay? Because of what she had done many years before last season even happened. So people ask me, why does this continue to come up? Why does this conversation, how do y'all keep going back to square one? This is how. If you guys saw what played out and what was said tonight, this is exactly how we keep going right back to freaking square one. Because I take accountability and I say, you know what? My intentions were not to hurt you. When I answered the question that I answered at Mel's pajama party, okay? Those, and honest to God, that was not my intentions. But let's be honest, okay? Let's be honest. Number one, let's not pretend like she wasn't abreast of everything that was going on every step of the way. As soon as Melody asked me to come on to the show, asked if I was interested in coming on, and I accepted that, I called her and I told her everything about it. She knew everything about it, okay? She knew that I was going to Melody's party, so, it kind of threw me for a loop when I see her saying, oh, KeKe was at the party? I'm like, really, bitch? But, okay. Okay. If we're going to do it that way, let's do it that way, girl. Whatever you say, honey. So, but I'm going to do so much pretending. And I don't really like to even pretend at all, to tell you the truth. Because it confuses things. I'm more like a speak your truth, keep it real, say what you mean what you say kind of person. So it's like she knew everything. That whole, everything that was going on, And you see me say to Tisha, I feel like you and Marcel kind of blew it out of proportion. And they did. And those are my feelings. They did. Because it's not like these things weren't already discussed and she didn't know these things. No, like I said on the show, no, I didn't tell you everything verbatim. Detail for detail what was said. How many of y'all can remember everything that was said verbatim from a Christmas party that lasted like 8 hours? Like, how many of y'all can remember every single conversation verbatim? I told her the gist of everything that was said. And although I still feel like they made it out to be more than what it was, kind of like a, oh, woe is me type of thing, I said, okay, I'll eat a slice of humble pie. And because I didn't have ill intentions behind that, I will say that I'm sorry because I didn't want to see you hurt. And I didn't. I don't like to see her hurt. Who wants to hurt someone that they love? Never my intentions. Sidebar, by the way, Let me also comment on her and Courtney's situation. I mean, her and Courtney's conversation really quick. Love my baby cousin Courtney. Y'all know I was the first, when I'm the first person to graduate from college out of the family, okay? Out of my family. I came to college first. Tisha came next. And so many of our cousins and sisters and brothers have followed us here. And Courtney was one of our little cousins who decided to come. And she stayed with me one summer for a time. And she also stayed with Tisha. So I know that it was rough on her with us feuding and her not wanting to take sides. However, I feel like she did kind of lean a little bit. And this is why. And this is not nothing against Courtney. But she made the statement that KeKe is disappointed with some of the choices that she's made in life, which couldn't be more true. I absolutely am 100% disappointed in some of the choices that I made that I felt like, I feel like set me back tremendously. You know, if y'all could have seen me at 26 years old, 27, 28, 30, homegirl had it going on. So to see me make terrible choices and my demise as a result of that, it's hurtful. But y'all about to see this come back though. That's the thing. So this is the thing. I am disappointed in some of the choices that I made, but that has nothing at all to do with Tisha. I don't take anything or any choices that I made out on her. It has nothing to do with her. That has everything to do with me. Okay? And how I feel about moving forward in my own life. Everything that I'm disappointed with as it relates to Tisha are the choices that she made as it relates to our relationship. Somebody said, hey, I'm just saying, hey, my secret lover, love you. So I'm disappointed, or angry with Tisha for the decisions I made. I'm angry with her for the decisions that she made as a result of that relationship. When you're in a point of time where you've been knocked down tremendously, y'all, hurting. I was hurting worse than I'd ever hurt in my entire life. Y'all, I was devastated. My heart was shattered. I didn't know what to do. I didn't ever expect to be in that situation, y'all. So it was very difficult for me. I was extremely embarrassed. I didn't want anybody to know, especially. I didn't even want my immediate family to know, let alone people outside of my family. And at that time, for her and Marcel to feel comfortable enough to discuss my personal issues with people that I wasn't comfortable sharing those things with and give me, what I feel like is a bullshit ass excuse behind it. That was very difficult for me to forgive. And I don't feel like she gets that. I get where she's coming from. And I own it. She says that I don't. How do I not own it? I said what I said. I made the apologies, the necessary apologies about it. I agreed to move forward and to never violate her in that way again. So what is it that I'm not taking accountability and ownership of? I'll get that. So when Courtney says hurt people, they do. That's so true. But I wasn't intentionally trying to hurt Tisha because I was hurting from what the choices I made. No, I wasn't trying to hurt her at all, to tell you the truth. that's the way it went. That's the way they took it. But she knows I wasn't trying to hurt her for real. And I feel like they milked the hell out of that. For real, for real. But I took accountability. And I said, if that hurt you, that wasn't my intention. I'm sorry. Again, it's not my intention to hurt her or anyone else. If I have several great friendships, not one of my friendships, not even one of them, suffered as a result of my issues and what I was going through. I mean, yeah, we had some kinks due to some of the choices I was making and some of the things I was saying, lies I was telling, stuff like that. But not one of my relationships ended or was troubled or came to a point. All my relationships are still the same today. So why would I choose only me and Tisha's relationship to suffer as a consequence of the decisions that I made? Make that make sense. No, I've never blamed her for anything that I've done or my choices. Neither have I been mad at her or jealous or envious. Never. That's not who I am. You can ask anyone who knows me. Not one person can tell you they've ever seen KeKe be jealous or envious. Not one person. So it's frustrating when I feel like she doesn't get it, and it keeps bringing us right back to square one. And a lot of people are saying, why do you keep apologizing? Because honestly, I want to show her that I'm taking accountability, and that wasn't my intention, and that I am sorry that she was hurt, and that I want to make that right, and I want to move on. But I need her to acknowledge her wrongs too. This is not one-sided. I didn't do everything by myself. This started years ago. She broke that trust years ago when I decided that I couldn't trust her anymore the way that I wanted to and the way that I needed to. So I feel like she has to take as much accountability for the demise of our relationship as I'm willing to take. Okay? And I don't feel like that's any more than fair. But what I'm not going to do, she's talking about she ain't going to be nobody's punching bag. Bullshit! I'm not going to be a punching bag. I'm not going to let you sit up and blame everything on me and I'm just supposed to say nothing. You blame everything on me. It's all my fault. It's all KeKe's fault. And I'm not taking accountability. I want one person to tell me from an alternate point of view and help me understand how I'm not taking accountability. Help me with that, because I don't see it and I don't get it. What about you, KeKe? You deserve an apology. I agree. And see, this is the thing. When we do have these conversations and I express my sentiments, she does offer her apologies, and say, she's sorry and she hates that happened and she wants to, she gives her spiel about how it happened and why it happened and this and yada, 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 yada. And we both agree, okay, we've hurt one another. So, because we've hurt one another, let's agree to mend fences and move on. But this shit keep taking us right back to square one. I don't get it. I do not get it for the life of me. But it's all my fault. It's my fault. I don't get that shit either. I'm sorry, Mama. But y'all help me understand, please. Okay, so I gave y'all my spiel about that. I'm not gonna go on and on and on about it. I know a lot of people complain and say, "Oh my God, KeKe, you so winded," or long-winded. It's not that I'm necessarily long-winded, but y'all gotta remember, my undergraduate major was in journalism and communications. I'm a writer. I've been an educator. For 15 years. I don't know how to speak without detail. I don't know how to do that. And that's just naturally for me. So I'm sorry if I give, too many details sometimes. And I don't mind if you tell me, okay, KeKe, my friends tell me all the time, girl, just get to the main point. What is it? I believe in detail. Who, what, when, where, how, you know, and everything in the middle. And I like to know details. So, I'm sorry if I'm a little bit too winded for some people, but that's just me. Okay? Take it or leave it. All right, so I'm gonna answer some of y'all questions. Miss Ebony Rose, it's just like a meal, just like she laughing and having Maurice X at her house, but expecting unconditional loyalty from Kimmy. I agree. Hold on. I like when you explain things in detail. Thank you, because that's the only way I know how to communicate, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't know how to. That's just me. I don't know how to turn it off. But the first time I saw you was at the graduation cookout, where you asked Marceau about the 20 women's. Yes. That wasn't my first time on the show, but I was at the cookout. And I did surround him with T-Man and Bernard asking him, and Tisha's dad asking him about the 20 women's. You're good. Say it the way you want. And no, thank you, babe. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. Tell Carlos to stop putting it on the show, and tell Melodies to stop putting it on the show.